It's December 1st and it is time to launch our mission. Our mission, should you choose to join me, is to find more contemporary and literary festive reads. I love me a festive themed read. I don't tend to read much genre fiction, and a lot of the Christmassy themed reads tend to be romance or cozy crime. There are a few really fantastic literary and contemporary books out there that are set around Christmas, and I want more of that. I'll tell you about the ones that I've read a bit later on, but for now, let me tell you about the books that I'm hoping to get to. The first is Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris. I think this is a short story collection. I'm not always a huge fan of short story collections, but if ever there was a time for it, kind of like snappy, festive, Christmassy themed short stories might do it for me. I think David Sedaris is funny, so that also bodes well. And this is like super short. I think they're quite quick and snappy. So I'm hoping that's going to be a really satisfying read. The next book that I plan to read is Brightly Shining by Ingvild Rishoi. This is about a little girl who applies for a job selling Christmas trees on behalf of her dad, and her dad is too busy getting drunk in the pub, so she takes the job. It sounds lovely, and it's blurred by Douglas Stewart, so I'm hoping this is going to be the perfect blend of like warmth, but also maybe a bit heart-wrenching. Next up I have Flight by Lynn Steger Strong. This is about a family who are getting together at Christmas for the first time since their mother died, and they're all noticing that actually they don't have a huge amount in common, but I think something happens that brings them all together. That's as much as I know about this one. It says that it's compassionate and wise. Flight explores the meaning of family and home and the gift of being together. That sounds very lovely and very festive. And lastly, which I reserve the right not to get to in this vlog, I have Cecelia Ahern's The Gift. I have read a few Cecelia Ahern's. You will probably know her as the author of P.S. I Love You, which a lot of people will recognise from the film, with Hilary Swank I think was in it. But I read a couple of others of hers and really enjoyed them. She tends to write about really messy kind of characters that don't really have their life together, finding a way, usually through community or some sort of found family, to kind of like get a grip of things. I find them heartwarming without being too cheesy. They are just on the right side of cheesy for me. I don't know much about this one, and I'll be honest, the blurb didn't really give me anything more. But I'm going to say that I trust Cecelia Ahern. I think I will probably audiobook this because I have this on BookBeat. I have another audiobook on the go at the moment, so if I finish that before I finish this vlog, then I will start listening to The Gift. So those are the books that I'm hoping to get to in this vlog, and I'm really hoping to find a new festive favourite. So today is the 1st of December. It is a dreary day. We are apparently having a month's worth of rain in 24 hours today. Yay! So I need to get out and walk the dogs. You'll see behind me we've got the Christmas tree out of the loft, so that needs to go up at some point. You might see a bit of that. So yeah, I hope you will get to see a few festive things, but more importantly, some really good Christmas reading. Dogs are walked, I've been to the gym, I've done a Tesco shop. I'm now heading home to sit in the warm and the dry, because look at this, it's horrid. in the process, in case you haven't gathered, of making some book baubles. I'm making them for the organisers of the 2 book clubs that I go to. So I have made wee little versions of all of the books that we have read together this year. We had a really good discussion about this one, The Minotaur Takes a Cigarette Break. That was probably my favourite discussion of the year for that book club. My favourite read was Glorious Exploits, but nobody else liked that. I know. I surprised myself in how much I enjoyed All Fours. That was another excellent book club discussion. Shark Heart was a massive hit. Loved that. We all loved that. I think that's probably gone down as one of the highest rated books collectively. Nothing to See Here was a cracker. This book club is one where we read quite a lot of thrillers. So there's a few thrillers in there. This one. Yeah, but it's actually quite nice to look back on what we've read throughout the year. It's pretty cool. Yeah, so I'm just waiting for my glue gun to warm up. I'm going to stick the covers on, and then I am going to put those into... I've got some transparent baubles in here. We'll try and break into this. So they are going to sit inside these. I hope that's... yeah. I was worrying for a minute that was going to be too big. That should be just about right. Okay, glue gun is hot. Let's get sticking. I am just on my way home after a very lovely dinner with Jen of Jen the Librarian. We are hatching plans, we are plotting things, so that was super nice. But I have started, and I'm not very far through, Holidays on Ice by David Sedaris, and I have 2 updates for you. The first is it's not short stories at all, it's about him, so it's like a memoir written in short chaptery type things. Yes, that's what those things are called, chapters. And the second thing is, really disappointingly, some of the language that's used in this book really wouldn't be considered acceptable today. There's a quote on the back that says something about it, like not being, something in the blurb somewhere about it not being very politically correct. But it uses a term really awfully several times about people with learning disabilities, which, yeah, you just wouldn't say that now. This was published originally in 1997. So, yeah, that's really disappointing. Because I was hoping for this to be lighthearted and funny, and it was just mean so far, so that's shit. But anyway, I'm gonna see how I go. Like I said, it said somewhere that there's lots of stuff that's politically incorrect in here, and if there ends up being more of that, then it might be my only DNF of the year / my life. But hey ho, there we go. I will persevere for now, and let you know how we go.
Hello friends. This one was a hard no from me in the end. Not only did we have really ugly ableism, but we flowed over into all of the isms. There was homophobic slurs in here, there was racism. Yeah, it didn't hit for me. A quote that I was looking for last night was from somebody from New York. It doesn't say what. Maybe there's like a magazine behind the sticker. Anyway, not important. And they said it's not remotely politically correct or heartwarming, and I probably should have taken that for the red flag that it is. So that was a no. Just to kind of clarify, I'm not sure what this was, because two of the chapters in here were about David Sedaris, the author, and then the rest seemed to be like fictional. So I think it was a bit of a mishmash of like Christmassy stuff that had plopped out of his brain. But yeah, that was a no from me in the end. So next up I am turning to Flight, and I am hoping for much better things from this. This evening I have one of my book club's Christmas dinners, which will be really nice, and I made one of those really cute, it's downstairs now, I should have brought it up to show you, one of those really cute baubles that have all of the books that we've read this year in them. I am very pleased with myself. Not an original idea, obviously, because they've been all over the internet for ages, but yeah, I think I hope that'll go down really well. So that's for book club this evening. I might try and film some footage of my lovely Christmas dinner, but that's all for now. So next up, and with much higher hopes, for Flight. See that we have just put up Dave the reindeer. Christmas has officially started. Now that Dave is on the roof, it's blowing a gale and it's raining. We've just been trying to get some of the outside lights on, but yes, it's not the most festive of weather, hence I look like this. I just have a very brief update for you. I've started Flight. Well, maybe before I say that, I'm on the struggle bus a little bit, if I'm honest. Everything is super busy at the moment. Work is very busy. Life is very busy, with a whole melee of things on the scale of good and not so good and everything in between. And so I'm not reading very much, and certainly not reading very fast. So I really hope that doesn't mean that this vlog drags on forever and ever. Maybe it's kind of helpful that it's kind of holding me accountable, but I am going through a couple of days and thinking, well, shit, I haven't read anything. but we move. So I've started Flight by Lynn Steger Strong. So far, we've been introduced to just quite a lot of characters. So it's some siblings, adult siblings and their children and their families, like with their spouses and their children, going back to their family home, and their mother has recently died. It's Christmas. So we've got the Christmas setting, but yeah, I'm not quite keeping track of who everybody is yet. But I hope that will all become much more apparent. I could do with like a list, in the front where they give you a list of who the characters are and who they're connected to. That's what I needed, because it feels like we met them all very quickly. Yeah, that's all I have to say really just now, and I'll keep you updated as and when I make some progress. Hello. I have a very small update for you, and that is that I am making my way through Flight, and I feel like I'm getting to grips with the characters a bit more and getting a bit more into it. So that's all very positive. But that's really not what I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you, we've had a mystery delivery today. Father Christmas has been, and left a very large parcel from Marks and Spencer's on our doorstep. And I don't know who it's from. Let me show you what we've got. So this enormous hamper has arrived, and it's full of lovely bits and pieces. There is a card, but it just says enjoy your gift, and it's got all nice foods and snacky things and all sorts in there. So yeah, that's a wee mystery to be solved, where the hamper came from. I am going to keep it real with you. I'm on the struggle bus. I'm trying so hard to feel festive and enjoy all of the lovely things going on at the moment, but my anxiety is like really getting the better of me. I've got that kind of like tight thing at the top of my chest all the time, and I think I've probably been trying to ignore it and pretend that that's not happening and just carry on, and that's not working out for me very well. So I am having a day where I'm trying to be a bit more kind to myself. So I've got a great long list of things to do. So we're back in the spinner wheel era. Those of you who've been around since the summer will know, I use a spinner wheel because when I get anxious, I get like decision fatigue or paralysis. I just find it really hard to kind of like make a decision about what I'm doing next and that kind of thing. So spinner wheels are my friends. Put everything that I need to do on a spinner wheel, press the button, do what it says. So we're back in that era. And I'm also doing that thing where you like allow yourself to cut corners where possible. So yeah, I've rearranged some things today so that I'm not pushing myself. I've like used a wipe to clean the bathroom instead of getting the cloth out and stuff. It's just really small things. But when, you're not feeling like you've got an awful lot to give, those small things can feel really helpful. So I feel like I've accomplished some stuff without kind of like pushing myself too far. So anyway, too much information? Sorry. Yeah, so we're back to enjoying Flight now, I think. They're all, this is chaotic, a little update. Yeah, back to the book. It's 3 siblings and their partners and their children. I'm still, I've got a better grasp on who is who, but not entirely. She does kind of like rattle out their names, like, Alice talked to Martin and then said this to Tom, and then they asked where Alice was. I'm like, who the fuck is Alice? So there is still quite a lot of that, but I have got to grips, I think, with the kind of like main people and who they are and what they're about. So yeah, they're deciding what to do with their mum's house because she's died. And they've all got different ideas. They've all got very different ideas about what that should look like. One sibling wants it to be gifted back to the community to be rewilded. Another sibling, they've lost all their money and they want to live there and bring their children up there. But that means that they won't they can't buy their siblings out, and it means that they wouldn't be able to sell the house collectively. Another, just wants the cash. So yeah, it's an interesting dynamic seeing that played out, and I think Christmas is a really good setting for that, because you're doing a lot of the kind of like, they've just kind of like taken the kids out sledding, and somebody's been for a run in the snow, and they've been making gingerbread houses, which some went better than others, and so that stuff, like the traditions and stuff, ticking along in the background as the setting of some of these like more tricky conversations for this family, and kind of like keeping up appearances, but also like being under the extra strain of this time of year. That's all really working for me. So that's my that's my chaotic update. You are welcome. Oh my God, what is wrong with me? I'm just like tearing up. But I think I think probably because I'm just having that moment. I've just literally told you that I'm feeling quite anxious. I've just come and written a couple of cards that I need to send today. So I've come up to my desk and I've got Jess of Stalking Kafka's Vlogmas on in the background, which has been really lovely to watch. And one of the things that I've heard her talk about it before, that she goes to her friends to like decorate their tree, like a tree trimming Christmas party, which is such a lovely idea. And she'd done that this week, and one of the things that they all did together was they all had a really big sing-song and they sang the Messiah. And so she finished the vlog with a clip of that, and it's just so fun and so joyful and so heartwarming. It's making me really emotional. What is the matter with me, for goodness sake? So that was why there was that random clip of me crying at BookTube. But yeah, that was so beautiful. Okay, I'm going to get a grip and carry on about my day. You should too. I just wanted to pop back and reassure you that I haven't, in fact, lost my shit. I am fine after my little meltdown about Jess's lovely singing with her friends earlier. All is fine. All is calm. All is bright. I am currently cooking a roast dinner, and if you have followed It's a Charlie Thing, the Charlie and Charlie Brooke Reads and Charles Heathcote have started a new channel, and they're going to be podcasting in January. I'm so excited for them. They've been doing shorts in the lead up to Christmas, and they asked me to do a recommendation, something festive, and everybody else is like, oh yes, this lovely Christmas book. I went for carrots, Christmas carrots, and that is what we are having today, people. There's my Tom Kerridge carrots. You've got star anise, butter and sugar in with those carrots. They are so good, so good. So we're having those, and also we're all adding mixed spice to everything now, right? I've added to cauliflower cheese. I've added it to the roast potatoes. That's okay, right? It's like festive dust and everything. I am just back from the gym, and I've shoved on a cardi on top of my t-shirt, so that's why I'm wearing this unusual polo shirt cardigan combination. But I wanted to let you know that I finished Flight by Lynn Steger Strong. This was, I think in the end it was fine. It was good enough. It kind of did what I was looking for. It was a contemporary novel, not particularly genre fiction, set at Christmas. It achieved that. But as you can probably tell from my very bland explanation of how I feel about it, I didn't love it. It didn't do much for me in the end, which is a real shame because I think it had really great potential. So basically the siblings that have got together, and it got to that point where they were discussing what to do with their dead mother's house and debating that in amongst the setting, the kind of domestic setting of like busying about around like Christmas traditions and activities and things. Really, really enjoyed that bit. And then I think the idea was that this thing happened. There's a kind of like external couple of characters, and they have a crisis and need the help of the rest of this family. Somebody goes missing and they all set out to go and look for them. And I think the intention was that was meant to be the thing that brought everybody together. But I didn't feel like they were divided enough for that, and I'm not sure that it particularly achieved that in the end, which just then made it feel a bit kind of predictable and a bit meh. So I would not recommend this if you came into this reading vlog looking for a Christmas read that's not a genre read, which is what I was looking for. This is okay. This would be a really solid choice. If you want to read a book at Christmas, about Christmas, that isn't like a cozy crime or a romance, this is a good choice. It just hasn't blown me away. So that's Flight. I have started listening to hold please I have started listening to The Gift by Cecelia Ahern. I don't know that I'm going to have much to say about it, so I think I will probably wait until I've finished and just say if it's a yay or a nay. I'm not enjoying it in the same way that I have her others so far. I know it has not been a very successful vlog so far, and so there's a lot of pressure on Brightly Shining by Ingvild Rishoi. Please be good. Please be good. I wasn't sure how long this vlog was going to take, and it's taking a wee while because I'm reading a bit slower and a bit less often than usual. So I wasn't sure whether this weekend was going to be included in it, but I'm going to say yes it is, because I'm not going to have time to pick this up between now and Friday when I'm going to London. So my singing group is travelling to London this weekend to sing at choirs at the Tower. So I'm laughing because we're just so small fry. It's just ridiculous to me that we're doing this, but we're going to the Tower of London and we're performing there this weekend. So that's happening this weekend. So I will be in London. I'm also whilst I'm there going to go and meet my brother for lunch and then go and watch him perform in the Nutcracker. My brother is a ballet dancer. I've got another reading vlog somewhere where I've been to see him in Swan Lake. Saturday I'm going to watch the Nutcracker and my brother's performing, which will be amazing. So we've got like our choir Christmas do on the Friday night. I've got the Nutcracker on Saturday, and then we're singing. I don't know why I'm still waving this at you. And then we're singing at the Tower of London on Sunday. So it looks like that's going in the vlog, which will be lovely. I was already a bit, had mixed feelings about the trip to London, because it's a wee bit chaotic. Organising like a big group of women or people at the best of times is hard work. And the information that the person who organises our group has been sent has been kind of like drip fed. And so much is still uncertain. And
honestly, the thought of being in the centre of London on a weekend in December kind of gives me chills, and not in a good way. It's going to be so peoply and so busy. Yeah, so I've got really mixed feelings about it. I'm really excited about the nice things that we're doing, and I can't wait to see my brother, and I'm really excited about singing, but just the thought of being in London in December, it's not the one. It's not the one. So given my kind of like mental health at the moment and the level of anxiety I'm feeling, it's going to be really interesting, isn't it? God help me. Yeah, but we've got some plans, we've got some coping strategies, we've got some plans to keep things nice and chill and mellow. And yeah, I'm just gonna have to go with the flow. So it turns out you're coming with me to London, if you'd like, whilst I read Brightly Shining, and hope and pray that this is going to be the one. This is going to be the book that's really great, non-genre Christmas read. Come on. Okay, all set and ready to head to London this morning. We're all, I don't know, 20 something of us, 30 something of us, getting the National Express. And last night at our rehearsal, there was talk of singing and practicing on the coach. So I might actually pass away before we even get to London. Wish me luck. And on that cliffhanger, we're going to leave it there for now. I really don't want to put out a really long vlog at this time of year, and there's so much amazing content coming out. So I'm going to make this into a part 1 and part 2. So well done for making it to the end of part 1. But if you want to find out if I actually find a Christmas read that I enjoy, who the hamper was from, whether I actually survive my trip to London, you're going to have to come back next week and watch part 2. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you're looking after yourself, and I'll see you again next week.